Welcome to the deep dive. If you are sitting there imagining the role of a spa manager as, purely about aromatherapy and soothing client complaints, we are about to deconstruct that perception entirely.
Yeah, completely.
I mean, the reality is that this role is a demanding blend of high-end, personalized hospitality, rigorous operational logistics, and, well, surprisingly aggressive business development.
It's true. We're looking at a management function that requires a systematic approach to almost everything. The success of a luxury spa really rests on its ability to run like a high-tech machine while still maintaining that, illusion of effortless calm.
So our mission today is to synthesize a comprehensive interview guide, one specifically designed for those seeking to lead in these pretty complex environments.
Right.
We've extracted the core competencies and strategies, the absolute essentials that interviewers are demanding now. For you, the learner, this is kind of the shortcut to understanding the necessary skills.
Everything from balancing expensive retail inventory to turning a potential client disaster into dedicated loyalty.
Exactly. And that leads to the initial critical takeaway from this entire source document. Interviewers are not just interested in industry knowledge alone.
No, not at all. They are looking for evidence of systematic problem solving and proactive growth. They want to see proof that you can implement resilient systems, not just, react heroically when chaos inevitably strikes.
That sets the stage perfectly. Okay, let's unpack this system requirement by diving into the foundational segment. The operational and technical backbone, basically, how you actually run the ship efficiently.
Well, we have to start with technology. The guide is really emphatic that hands-on experience with specialized spa software and booking systems is, well, it's non-negotiable.
It's the nervous system of the business.
It is, but simply knowing how to use it isn't enough. The goal is efficiency and, of course, superior client communication.
And the source material really emphasizes customizing the software settings. So why does that customization matter so much?
Because a generic installation gives you generic data. A manager needs to customize the platform to track metrics critical to their specific spa.
Things like therapist utilization rates, for example.
Exactly. Or the average client lifetime value. And critically, identifying where scheduling errors or no-shows happen most frequently. I mean, if you can shave just 15 seconds per booking through software optimization over a year, that's hundreds of hours saved.
That is the difference between management and optimized management.
It really is. And that optimization flows directly into inventory management, which is so often a hidden profit killer.
Right. We're talking about tracking stock control and cost management, which involves two very different types of product. You've got the professional use products for treatments, and then the retail products sold to clients.
And the methods for managing these differ dramatically. Professional stock is perishable. It must be rotated meticulously to reduce waste. That's a constant pressure on your margins.
And with retail stock, you're tracking sales trends to prevent shortages of high-demand items.
Exactly. The successful manager has to show they can coordinate with suppliers to ensure smooth operations while keeping costs down. It's a tightrope walk. Overorder and you get waste. Underorder and you get missed revenue.
So moving from products to procedures, let's talk about health, safety, and equipment. In a high-touch environment like a spa, compliance isn't just about legality, is it?
No, it's about maintaining the absolute trust a client places in you when they're at their most vulnerable.
Which means the manager is responsible for creating a culture of consistent, proactive safety.
Yes, that requires regular team training on emergency protocols, routine inspections of all public and private areas, and addressing any hazards immediately. If a client sees dust or disrepair, that trust is shattered in a second.
And the attention to detail here, according to the guide, is what truly separates the top candidates. They don't just talk about maintenance, they define the cadence.
Yes, the guide stresses procedural specifics, arranging prompt repairs to avoid costly downtime, scheduling specific deep clean processes.
They use the example of scheduling monthly deep cleans on treatment beds and regularly calibrating specialized aesthetic machines.
Which isn't just cleaning, it's risk management. Calibration ensures that expensive equipment is performing optimally, delivering the advertised results, and, mitigating any liability from faulty operation.
The systems are designed to prevent catastrophic failure, not just react to it.
Precisely.
And that brings us seamlessly into segment 2, crisis management and problem resolution, the art of the fix. Because no matter how rigorous your operational backbone is, problems will occur.
And when they do, the systematic manager avoids panic. They jump immediately to identifying the root cause. You can't just treat the symptom.
But that's a challenge, isn't it? When a queue of clients is forming and the staff is stressed, how does a busy manager find time for that kind of analysis? They just need a quick fix, right?
That's the management trap. You prioritize the symptom, calming the client, but then you have to immediately pivot to the process.
So systematic means gathering detailed information.
From everyone, the front desk, the therapist, the client asking focused questions, looking beyond the immediate complaint. For instance, if you see a sudden drop in weekend bookings, a reactive manager might just run a huge discount.
Right.
A systematic manager first checks recent feedback, reviews staff sick days, and verifies promotion performance to pinpoint the real issue. It might just be a scheduling conflict with one key therapist, not a market failure.
Right. Identifying the cause prepares you for those inevitable, unexpected issues that really test leadership. The ability to remain calm under pressure is paramount.
The strategy has to be swift. It has to prioritize the guest experience above all else while still managing operational integrity.
So like the nightmare scenario. Two key therapists call in sick 15 minutes before the spa opens on a packed Saturday.
You can't panic. The successful manager quickly assesses the impact, reorganizes appointments, maybe pulls a skilled team member off retail duty to help, and then communicates transparently with the clients who are affected.
And that's where the difficult managerial decisions come into play. The guide offers a really challenging scenario. Having to temporarily close the spa entirely due to staff shortages
On a weekend.
on a high-revenue weekend.
That sounds like a massive financial hit. Why would a manager choose to do that? To cancel bookings rather than just provide a, compromised, rushed service?
Because long-term reputation trumps short-term revenue.
Yeah.
Every single time in high-end hospitality. The key insight is transparency.
Okay, I
By
suppose.
communicating honestly, explaining that they chose quality over compromise, the manager actually preserves that long-term trust and loyalty, even if it was unpopular that one day.
And when a single client is dissatisfied, the approach is just as critical. Turning that dissatisfaction around requires a highly orchestrated engagement.
It does. You must listen carefully, completely without interruption. You have to empathize genuinely, acknowledging their feelings. And most importantly, you take prompt, effective action that is tailored to their specific experience. I love the example in the guide. If a guest felt rushed, the manager doesn't just apologize. They offer a complimentary add-on service right away, and they make sure the therapist adjusts their pacing for future sessions.
It's that personalized, immediate fix. It not only salvages the moment, but often generates positive feedback later.
Sometimes the problems aren't individual, though. They're structural, like low attendance during certain hours. That takes creative problem solving.
Thinking outside the standard treatment menu.
And that's where the Mindful Mondays anecdote comes in. The challenge was boosting attendance in those traditionally slow off-peak afternoons.
Precisely. They implemented themed wellness workshops that creatively combined standard treatments with, say, mini yoga or meditation sessions. They didn't just offer 10% off a facial, they created a whole new experience.
A new value proposition.
Yes. And the result wasn't marginal. It boosted off-peak attendance by 30%. It shows that great management often involves innovating the core service model itself.
And that service model rests entirely on the staff. Which brings us to segment 3, leadership, motivation, and team dynamics. The spa is only as strong as its team.
The recommended leadership style is crucial here. Open, supportive, approachable. It's about clear communication, sure, but it's also about involving the team in decisions.
So they feel ownership.
Exactly. When staff feel ownership over scheduling or procedure choices, conflict is often mitigated before it even starts.
So what are some of the most effective, maybe low-cost motivation tactics the guide suggests?
Encouraging continuous growth is paramount. Introducing regular skill-sharing sessions where therapists teach each other a new technique, for instance, is a great example.
I like that.
It's a low-cost way to boost confidence, show you're invested in their careers, and it elevates service quality across the board. That kind of internal growth really helps with staff retention.
Now, when it comes to workload, task management really hinges on effective delegation. But delegation can easily just become dumping work on people. How do the top managers avoid that?
They assign tasks based on individual, verifiable strengths. And this is key. They communicate the strategic importance of that task.
So it's not just do this.
It's, we need you to handle client communication because your empathy scores are consistently the highest, and this is vital for our retention rate. You monitor, you offer support, and the team member feels empowered, not overloaded.
A great practical example is having a strong communicator focus purely on complex bookings, while another team member with great technical skill develops new treatment protocols.
It prevents burnout and maximizes strengths.
And ensuring high-quality customer service needs constant reinforcement through training. Generic training manuals just won't cut it.
No. The guide advocates for customized training sessions that reflect the actual scenarios your team faces every day.
Role-playing difficult scenarios seems essential here.
Absolutely. You have to practice handling the uncomfortable moments. The guest who wants a refund, the one complaining about the temperature. You use client feedback to identify weak points, design training to address them, and crucially, you celebrate successes in public to maintain motivation.
And finally, internal conflict. In a small, high-stress environment, disagreements are inevitable. What's the method for handling staff friction?
The method must be objective and centered on collaboration, not punishment. You encourage open and honest conversations, stay calm, never take sides initially, and work with them to find a fair, joint solution.
So if two therapists are fighting over shifts,
You mediate, you adjust the schedule fairly, make sure everyone feels heard, and the outcome is transparent. This keeps the team focused on clients, not internal politics.
we've covered operations, crisis control, and leadership. Now for the engine of the business. Segment 4, revenue, marketing, and client growth. The spa manager is, in effect, the head of business development.
Absolutely. This means the manager has to constantly attract new clients and retain existing ones by aligning all marketing and service efforts with the core business goals.
And that alignment starts with what? Researching customer needs.
It starts with understanding what your ideal client values in a wellness experience. Then you can craft targeted campaigns that highlight your unique offerings and brand vibe.
And then track the data.
Rigorously, you have to track the performance of every single effort.
When you're targeting new clients, the strategy has to be multifaceted. It starts with understanding who your current guests are and then finding similar groups nearby.
Right, but the guide really stresses the value of strategic partnerships. Look beyond just direct advertising. Build relationships with local businesses, hotels, high-end gyms, corporate offices.
Hosting wellness events or partnering with local influencers? That can also bring in fresh faces.
It can. But crucially, retaining the clients you have is always cheaper than finding new ones. The strategy for increasing repeat business has to be about loyalty and retention.
And this isn't just about a punch card.
No, it means building genuine relationships through highly personalized service. The manager has to ensure the team is actively tracking client preferences. Did they mention a product they loved? Do they always prefer a quiet room?
The guide cites the effectiveness of simple, high-touch gestures. Sending a handwritten thank you note after a big purchase, or a personalized birthday offer.
These actions don't scale easily, but they make every single guest feel truly valued.
And if you're running all these campaigns, how do you know if it's actually working? Measuring effectiveness is so important for budgeting.
You track a mixture of key metrics: guest satisfaction, booking numbers, and critically, the repeat visit rate. But you also have to track attribution.
Meaning what, specifically?
How many appointments came directly from the hotel partnership or the influencer campaign? That data is gold. It allows you to quickly see what resonates and stop wasting money on things that don't.
Right. Finally, let's look at segment 5. General interview prep and presentation. The meta skills for actually getting hired.
You have to demonstrate competence before you even walk in the door. The guide has 4 crucial research tips.
Okay, what are they?
1, analyze the company website, but look past the About Us page. Understand their core services, their target client, what makes them different from the spa down the street.
2, conduct a thorough social media analysis. Look at the comments, the reviews, and specifically how the company responds to criticism.
That reveals their genuine service philosophy under pressure. 3 is competitor analysis. Understand their position in the local market. And 4, stay updated on industry trends. This demonstrates foresight.
And when it comes to the presentation itself, the advice is very specific on professional dress code.
It is. The look must convey competence without distraction. A professional suit or dress in neutral or dark colors. They specifically say avoiding flashy jewelry or distracting accessories.
Keep makeup and perfume minimal.
Right. The message is clear. The focus should be on your professional capabilities and your mind, not external flash.
And to wrap up preparation, be ready for those critical common questions. First, how do you handle pressure?
And the suggested framework for answering is behavioral. You prioritize systematically, you delegate, you maintain clear communication, and critically, you take short breaks to reset and avoid burnout.
Second, do you have any questions for us? Never say no to this one.
No. You should ask about team dynamics, specific growth opportunities, not just for the business, but for you, and about the overall company culture and values. Show that you're vetting them too.
So this deep dive has really shown us that the successful spa manager must simultaneously master 4 complex quadrants.
Operation SO, software optimization, rigorous safety, client care, empathy-driven conflict resolution, leadership supportive delegation, customized training, and business growth targeted marketing and rigorous metrics.
This knowledge is so relevant because it demonstrates that preparing for any high-level service leadership role requires shifting your mindset. You have to move from reactive firefighting to systematic, flexible, and empathetic strategy.
Absolutely. Those frameworks identifying root causes, prioritizing long-term reputation, they apply well beyond this industry. The manager is the linchpin that turns relaxation into a sustainable, profitable business.
So a final thought for you to mull over. If the key to maximizing repeat business is delivering that highly personalized service, those thank you notes and birthday offers, how could a systematic spa manager leverage the advanced spa software, which we talked about in segment 1, not just for scheduling, but to automate and scale genuine appreciation for every single client without making it feel cold or generic?